Our friend Void Enigma here is willing to provide the reasons for why every single person seems to hate Wuthering Waves, despite the fact that it is a pretty damn good game. Void Enigma, please take us away.
Legends are born through doing something that has never been done before. They will be hailed in history as the honored one, who has claimed a pinnacle achievement that no one else has ever achieved in all of history. These cornerstones are talked about for ages, and they will remain hot topics that will survive through the eons of time, no matter what. Those pinnacle achievements include things such as Einstein's E equals mc squared.
Void Enigma, I'm gonna be honest, man. You are a nerd. You are a nerd, bro. What is this? What is this nerd shit on my screen? Why are you putting physics formulas on the screen, bro? You are talking to gacha players. They have no idea what you're talking about right now. Nerd calling another nerd a nerd. Guys, there's a difference between playing gacha games and whatever the fuck this is. Okay? There's a big difference between the two.
And Shakespeare's To Be or Not to Be, near automata reference there, and Isaac Newton inventing gravity, I think. Another one of those pinnacle achievements is, of course,
Okay, no, he is a fucking nerd, okay? He is a nerd. That don't even play. This guy is straight up a nerd.
launching an open world gacha game during the pandemic of the year 2020 when the world was forced to stay inside and play the game. That is one of the crowning achievements that sets you up to be a legend for the next decade. The pandemic was a very hard time for many people, and what was presented to those people going through it was an amazing, new, and unique game, Genshin Impact.
Fair point, right? The pandemic was a time of the year, or not even year, a time of the last century where there were an unprecedented number of people staying at home with absolutely nothing to fucking do. And it just so turned out that this game, with the level of quality, the innovation that it provided, allowed people to have actually something to spend all their goddamn time on. Not a lot of people were working. Not a lot of people were studying. It was kind of just like, what the hell are we doing? Kind of suspicious on the timing. Well, the virus did apparently originate from China. So who knows?
I was one of them. Now, the reason I bring this up is to demonstrate that Genshin Impact has become a massive game with a gigantic following. Despite its gigantic following, more than 50% of the players still follow Genshin, but don't play Genshin. While Genshin Impact still has a large fan base of dedicated masochists, I mean players, wholeheartedly I mean players, a lot of people fell out of love with the game for a few reasons, the main reason being they never changed. While Genshin Impact has left its mark as a legendary game, the conversation doesn't stop there. In 2024, another ambitious open-world gacha game, Wuthering Waves, has entered the scene.
Did you just call it Wuthering Waves? Void Enigma, come on, man. It's Wuthering.
To be met by a surprising amount of backlash, so where does this hate come from, and is it justified? There are words that have become derogatory terms such as Genshin Clone, Genshin Killer, Hoyo Shill, and Kurobot.
Rank 1, baby. Rank 1.
That are used to describe a set character that a person has, or a set state of the game, yet offer no real constructive criticism for those set games. And even when constructive criticism is given, some content creators give the criticism completely wrong.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I actually thought Ryuku-san's video was pretty good. I want to see what points he might be talking about, what he's trying to pick apart over here. I could agree with the top right. I could agree with this happening, you know, the team building problem. But I don't know about This Sucks by Ryuku. That was a pretty decent vid, if I'm frankly being honest. Maybe had some interesting points. Could have had some more better resource management, but that was like the main thing for me. I thought it was like 95% a good vid. I think you've kind of messed up, buddy. You should have put a gotcha smack video here.
My name is Void Enigma, and I've laid down the groundwork for this controversial topic because there's a gigantic disconnect between many people regarding Wuthering Waves, and because of this disconnect, the overall health of the community is bound to deteriorate. Quite frankly, I'm genuinely confused as to why so many people hate Wuthering Waves. Just the mention of Wuthering Waves can really rile people up in the community and social media sites such as Reddit, Twitter, and especially in the YouTube comment section. So instead of going onto every Wuthering video and saying, "All hail Lord Wuwa," I decided to do some research.
All hail Lord Wuwa.
And I've done my homework on both Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves, and I've made countless videos discussing the differences between the two. Both the benefits and, what's the opposite of benefits? Friends with benefits? Friends with negative benefits? Unbenefits? Anyway, I've pointed out the benefits and negatives of both of these games, but the comment section is filled with very proud voices from each side. Many content creators and players for these games will speak out about their feedback for Genshin Impact and offer a meaningful reasoning as to why they feel this way about Genshin Impact's falloff. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, people will simply say things like, Wuthering Waves is shit, it's a trash game, story is shit, it's just a Genshin clone.
Proof?
Or whatever else that may come up to their mind. Personally, I've never said that Genshin is a bad game. I am simply stating the facts of what each game has to offer. And yes, I am more on the woo-wah side because of the experience that I've had with the game, but let's talk about the term Genshin Killer, which infuriates so many people whenever that term is thrown around carelessly. If it's a video discussing Wuthering's good points or bad points, then the term Genshin Killer is used or commented in some way, shape, or form. The term Genshin Killer sets unrealistic expectations for any game. It implies a direct rivalry that only fuels toxicity, rather than allowing games to be appreciated in their own merits. Wuthering Waves never claimed to be a killer. That's the narrative that was created by the community, and it does more harm than good. The term is used far too often, and it really demonstrates the opposite of what we want. The only ones who can truly kill Genshin is Genshin, and
True. Very true. I'm just gonna say it. This B-roll is pretty good. On the term Genshin Killer, he's right. It does give like a bit of like an explanation on why a lot of games get a bit of negative PR, because you're essentially implying, right, that this game is going to devalue all of the time, money, blah, blah, blah that you spent in the past. Nobody wants to hear about how another game or another company is going to do that. You'll notice that I don't ever use this term ever in any of my videos.
The only ones who can truly kill Genshin is Genshin. And
hey, they're saving their game one change at a time though. Finally, down from 2 to just 1 fate point. Thank God. I cannot believe you actually had to go to 270 pulls for a fucking weapon at the maximum. That's crazy. And of course, we've got the good old legendary Techless over here who went to about 5 million for 1 staff of Homa. we got the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend. This is your story carried forward.
And trust me, they're already on their way to doing that. But Genshin is more than just a game. It's a cultural phenomenon with a massive fan base, and even among those who no longer play, the brand power makes it nearly impossible for any competitor to simply kill it. Hoyo as a brand has become so big that they have spawned people to create animations, art, cosplays, hentai. Genshin is has become so big that they have spawned people to create animations, art, cosplays, hentai. Genshin is more than a game. Combined with Honkai Star Rail and now Zenless, it is a brand. Even if no one
Hey, Void Enigma, you got the chops, you got the cutting, you got the editing. Bro, the only thing you need right now, Void Enigma, is a better fucking microphone. You're out here sounding like fucking Gateo. And you want to know what we say about Gateo? We don't say a lot of good things about Gateo. He's got the worst mic in Gacha Gaming. You are a close runner-up.
Plays their game. They are probably still watching these trailers and the new releases and will spend money on merch that they really enjoy. Most of these players don't even play Genshin Impact, which is crazy. With that being said, most of these players are very casual as well, which is how they actually want to play the game. And that is where the hate for woo-wah comes in. Woo-wah is really meant for a more determined audience to fully immerse themselves into the core mechanics of the game and have a great time doing so. Because of this, the audience deters many, and I mean many, of players from even trying. It's a more complicated combat system, and you really only get invested if you like this type of gameplay. In addition, they're a gacha game, so that's also an immediate turnoff for a large spectrum of people. I would understand it in the comments and discussions, people explaining that this is the reason why they don't like Wuthering.
Wait, I need to verify that he was using Shorekeeper's. Okay, we have a purple Stellar Realm here, ladies and gentlemen.
Because of this, the audience deters many, and I mean many,
I believe
players.
It turned gold, okay? It turned gold. We're good. We're good. It turned gold, ladies and gentlemen. And he kept the Yinlin buffs. We're all good.
It's a more complicated combat system.
It's gold. The damage is piss low, but it's gold. I actually don't know how your fully buffed Zhang Liao is only doing 114k. Hey, Vars. If a 5.82k subscriber, right? His video's getting a quarter of the views that yours is, and he's putting in the right B-roll, and it's not a guide video. Surely you can as well.
In addition, they're a gacha game, so that's also an immediate turnoff for a large spectrum of people.
Gacha game is a turnoff? All right, I need to ban somebody from chat real quick. Are you a Gateo watcher? Are you like a Gateo supporter? What's going on here? Are you just trolling? Wait, no. Wait. No. All right.
That's also an immediate turnoff for a large spectrum of people. I would understand it in the comments and discussions, people explaining that this is the reason why they don't like Wuthering Waves, but instead, we are met with what can only be described as hate, which leads me to my next point, the genuine hate among content creators and players of Wuthering Waves. There are many controversial—
This is the wrong video to put up, Mr. Enigma. Did you watch it though? Did you watch Ryuku's video? I mean, I think it's fair to say that this is an inflammatory thumbnail, but the video itself wasn't actually that. Actually, there were some points that I disagreed with, and there were some very aggressive ones, but I think overall it was okay. So let's get some different thumbnails up on there.
There are many controversial videos and streams discussing Wuthering Waves that have come to light recently, and there are many creators and people who are really angry about it.
I'm not angry, okay? I'm not angry. I am merely annoyed. There's a difference between the two.
For example, I saw a funny little stream by Satanos, and he was talking about the hate within the community, and I was briefly—
Okay, you can at least try. Did you just fucking say Satanos? You could try.
I saw a funny little stream by Satanos, and he was talking about the hate within the community, and I was briefly present for his discussion regarding videos released by Vars and Ryuku Sensei. Braxophone and Tectone were present, and Satanos was furious about some of the takes on Vars' video regarding—
I was not furious, okay? I wasn't furious.
regarding the team building in Wuthering Waves. This depicts a picture that content creators are fueling the discourse around Wuthering Waves, sometimes constructively, other times not so much. For example, Vars' video discusses criticizing the game's team building mechanics, but much of his critique boils down to a subjective preference rather than an objective flaw. While different opinions are valid, this highlights how decisive the conversation around Wuthering Waves can become, even among influencers. I've watched both of these videos, and I can say that I definitely felt like Vars' take on this video was incorrect.
That's another one, ladies and gentlemen. That's another one.
All of the downsides he pointed out were things that I liked about Wuthering Waves. And sure, while his opinions didn't align with me, it was still his opinion. And 40% of his audience definitely saw that fact. So I'm sure Vars got the message one way or another. While I agree that if you make controversial topics, then be prepared for controversial feedback, and once you upload your video, then that ship has sailed and there's no takebacks. Still, it's just an opinion at the end of the day, and we should approach it rationally.
We've already gone over it. Just because you say it's your opinion, that doesn't mean you're protected. My opinion is that the sky is green. And if you disagree with that, you're dumb. You can call me stupid. You're allowed to. That's a fair thing to do. You're well within your rights to say that to me. Because the sky is not fucking green unless you're in Antarctica.
Content creators should be held to a higher regard, especially if you have a big audience, but still, people will have a sense of what's right and what is wrong, and I feel that making content for Wuthering Waves still has its merits. Just be ready for the chaos that ensues you if you have some bad takes. As for Ryoku Sensei's video, I absolutely enjoyed it. It was pretty good overall. But alas, the community behind Wuthering Waves is still pretty strong. They have a much smaller fan base when compared to Hoyo, but it's a dedicated fan base of players who will—
Wait, so you just put Ryuku's vid in like 3 separate parts of this video, and then all you're gonna say about it is, yeah, it was pretty good. That was the biggest bait in gacha gaming. Yeah, it was pretty good. That's it?
you have some bad—
It's like the last 5 seconds of this fucking section. It was on the screen longer than you were talking about it. What a baiter. What a master baiter.
As for Ryoku Sensei's video—
Like, literally, I can time it.
For Ryoku
1,
Sensei's video, I absolutely enjoyed it.
4,
It was pretty good overall.
5 seconds. He talks about it for 5 seconds. Oh my god, what an absolute dog. Oh my god. Of course.
But alas, the community behind Wuthering Waves is still pretty strong. They have a much smaller fanbase when compared to Hoyo, but it's a dedicated fanbase of players who will play the game rather than just follow it. It's becoming more apparent to me that the people who talk about Wuthering Waves in a positive light talk about the aspects that they enjoy of the game and also discuss the downsides, whereas most people who talk about why Wuthering Waves is bad just say simple mute points that offer no substance. Now don't get me wrong, there are people who discuss why they don't like Wuthering Waves over Genshin, but it's just rare to see those type of comments.
Yeah, so I think what he summarized is just most of the people talking shit about this game, they're kind of just, their reasons for talking shit don't seem to make very much sense. I mean, I think I summarized that correctly. Let me just play that back one more time.
People who talk about why Wuthering Waves is bad just say simple mute points that offer no substance.
Okay, the points offer no substance. That's arguably worse than what I said.
Now don't get me wrong, there are people who discuss why they don't like Wuthering Waves over Genshin, but it's just rare to see those type of comments.
Does anybody have one of those videos? A video that talks about why they like Genshin more than Wuthering Waves? I feel like those videos are simply impossible to make because you would just be trying to think about every single point to put in that vid. You'd be like writing the script and then you'd be like, fuck. I can't think of anything. Aw, fuck. I literally can't think of anything.
People really present a hive mind mentality, and the fact that Wuthering is a gacha and we're given such expectations as a Genshin killer really pissed off people, pissed them off to the point where they genuinely hated the game. There's a thing with human nature where if you're constantly told how good something is or how great this thing is compared to something that you're already enjoying, then you'll subconsciously begin to hate it. Many people break through the psychological barrier and actually try the thing that everyone's saying is better, and then they can actually form their opinion of the game. But mindlessly saying things about Wuthering Waves that offer no substance or value is a pretty bad thing to do.
That's another content creator today that's basically said, guys, let's have some substance in our critiques. Otherwise, it's bad. We got big old Dick Tone saying it. Now we got big old Dick Enigma saying it too. Crazy.
So please, if you happen to be one of those people who added no substance to the conversation and simply said things like dumb Kurobata or it's just a Genshin clone, please evaluate your perspective and think for a second. Maybe I should, I don't know, try the game for more than 10 minutes.
That would be a good idea, more than 10 minutes.
Been Void Enigma, and let me know about your thoughts in the comment. Is the hate towards Wuthering Waves justified, or does it stem from unrealistic comparisons? If you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the gaming culture. Until next time, Enigma out.
All right, Enigma, that was a pretty good video. I think I'm going to give it a like, and I'm already subscribed, so I don't need to do that part. Pretty W video, pretty good breakdown. He went into like a nice little discussion of why there might be a negative response to certain critiques that are getting made. And let's be honest, guys, Vars actually helped out Wuthering Waves quite a bit with this video. I'm sure there are at least like 20 different videos that have spawned as a result of his. And that doesn't really happen very often in the content creation community. And this is just one more video that's spawning as a result of Vars's. So when we think about woo-wah content creation, Vars was actually one of the biggest catalysts for it. So maybe that was actually his intent. Maybe he is an actual Kuro bot because all he's done is make content for every other Kuro bot. He's a true supporter. So with that, everybody, hopefully you enjoyed that breakdown by Void Enigma. Let me know what you think about some of the points, and see y'all next time. Peace out.